Can you spot the difference in these cards? No? How about a closer look? The one on the left was altered before it was released in English. And Pokemon has been doing this for decades. So today we're looking at Pokemon's most controversial cards. Some of these were changed for obvious reasons. Others are so subtle you can only see them when they're side by side. Sabrina's Gaze. This one has an obvious change from the Japanese original to the English print. As you can see, it's not just changed, it's a complete new design. The original artwork appeared to show Sabrina giving the middle finger. So yeah, easy to see why it was changed. But I don't know why it had to change from a Master Ball to a normal Pokeball. Keeping on Sabrina, now it's her Gengar to face the music. The Japanese one is seen to be standing in a graveyard, and given that Gengar is kind of scary looking, it doesn't help his case standing in a graveyard. So they changed it for the international release and removed the background completely, but kept Gengar in the same spot. So this one wasn't a complete redesign. Koga's Ninja Trick. Now this one is probably the most controversial card on the list. If we look at the original one from Japan and compare it to the English version, it may look similar, but there's one part that has been changed, and some of you may notice it straight away. Now this may look crazy at first, but it must be said that the symbol was never meant to be seen as a swastika, but in fact meant to represent the Buddhist symbol Manji, which symbolizes good fortune and prosperity. But yeah, not only did it get changed in English, but it also got changed in Japan too, so any future reprints had the newer design on rather than the old design. Now the next Pokemon had so many artwork changes that it could have been its own video, but we're talking about Jynx. Now Jynx had a lot of their early cards changed from the original release in Japan, all for the same reason. Apparently the original design was deemed too controversial, so these were changed beforehand from the Wizard of the Coast, changing Jynx from a black colour to a more purple colour. 5 of the cards were changed completely. And then from 2001, the Japanese Expedition set, we saw the purple colour Jynx too. And from then forward, it's always been purple, even in Japan. This was the one I showed at the start of the video. And this one I'd say is the most subtle of all, as only the smallest part of the design got changed, but ironically has the biggest impact. As we can see on the Japanese one, Grimer, allegedly, I don't want to get sued by Grimer, looks as though he's looking at the lady's skirt, and the international release was changed so that Grimer is looking straight at you rather than looking up. Grimer being grimy, I suppose. Now this next card not only had a design change, but a complete name change too. As we can see, the card got a massive redesign, as Wizard of the Coast didn't want gambling in their card game, even though opening packs is a gamble. Anyway, the name also changed from slot game, and as we can see on the English version, to arcade game. So that was interesting to see. Moo Moo Milk's next. Now again, this one had a full redesign, but if you're like me, maybe at first you can't see why the Japanese one is controversial. It took someone explaining what was going on until I realised. So yeah, there is a centric drinking Moo Moo Milk straight from the udder, which was deemed too inappropriate, and hence why it got changed for international release. Mag Mortar. This is the only example of a card being changed somewhat recently. All the others were released back in the early 2000s, but this one was released in 2012 and changed in 2012. We can see that the Japanese version is a smoking gun pointing at you, highlighting that maybe it had been used recently, so it got changed to the one we see now. But I gotta say, I do think the original design was so much better. What do you think? Let me know below. But before we get to number 1, there's one card I want to mention. An honourable mention, if you will. One that a lot of people thought were going to get banned, and in fact, due to that, increased the price massively. And of course, I'm talking about Seismitoad from Black Bolt, which was released in 2025. It appears to have the number 666 on the card, and when people found that out, the rumours going around that this card would also face the banned / redesign treatment, and from that increased the card from a £40 card all the way to £150 plus card. But it never got banned or changed, and this can be pulled today still from any Black Bolt pack. Finally, we got to the card that Pokemon maybe wishes didn't exist. Of course, they're talking about Misty's Tears. The original appears to show Misty completely naked in the card, which is understandable to why it got changed for the English release, as it is a kids' game after all. I mean, who would have that card anyway? Anyway, yeah, so you can see why this got changed to the one where Squirtle is now wiping Misty's tear. So that's it. From hidden symbols and gambling references to Misty's Tears. Pokemon has been changing card art for years now, and honestly some of the Japanese ones are way cooler than the ones we got. Let me know if there's any versions you prefer, and which ones you prefer the most, the Japanese or international. Let me know below. And if you like Pokemon content like this, please consider subscribing for more. But for now, thank you for watching. See you next time.